Yo, it's your boy Wes the Tech here to bring you another one of my personal favorite tech tips to help you as an artist grow in your craft. Now, today we're going to go over Landr versus Symphonic AI mastering. All right. So if you're a recording artist that wants to know the difference between Landr's mastering tool and Symphonic's new AI mastering tool, then this is the perfect video for you, because in this video, I'm going to compare the two tools and really let you guys know which one is a better tool to use when it comes to mastering your music. All right. Now, before I continue, I definitely want to let you guys know about my free music business checklist tool that's available to download off of my website right now. This is for any one of you guys who's looking into starting your own music business and don't quite know where to start. With this free tool, you'll be able to identify 3 things that you could do right away to start your own music business. So if you want to grab this free tool today, you can click on the link above. I will also leave the link in the descriptions below. All right. Now, when it comes to comparing Landr versus Symphonic, first and foremost, I got to let you guys know that I distributed my music with both of these companies. So I'm not just giving you a comparison just off of what is shown on the screen or what is showed in comparison to the two. I've actually have experience using both of these distribution companies and both of these mastering tools. So I can honestly give you an honest comparison between the two, which is what I'm going to do. All right. So starting off with Symphonic's mastering tool, since it is the new one, that's in town. Since Symphonic didn't have an AI mastering tool before, but they now have one, what I want to do is I want to go over that. Then I will compare how it compares to Landr's AI mastering tool. All right. So just to jump into how it would look like on Symphonic, if you were to master your track, you will go to the screen, which looks like right here, right? And it allows you to upload the song. Now, once you upload the song, Symphonic is going to actually take that song and master that. Now, of course, before we continue, I must let you guys know, no matter what AI mastering tool you use, if you do not have a clean mix, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. No matter what AI mastering tool you use, because mastering is just polishing a great mix. It's making that mix sound great for radio or whatever, or playlisting or whatever you want to use it for. But mastering cannot fix a bad mixed song. So you got to make sure that your song is mixed properly before you use any AI mastering tool to begin with. I know most of you guys already know this, but if you don't know this, I just wanted to make sure that I let you guys know this before we continue. All right. Now, going back to Symphonic's AI mastering tool, once the song is uploaded, right, it is then going to allow you to listen to the mastered version of the song, right? But as you're listening to the mastered version of the song, from this point, they're only leaving you with 2 options. One option is to analyze the track, where they will kind of show you a little balance of where your peaks and stuff were, which is actually kind of hard to understand. I don't really understand how they're showing it to you in this image, but this is what's available. And then you can actually download the master file. Now, when you go to download the master file, it's going to bring you to a page right here where they will actually ask you for $5, which means that every single time you want to master one of your songs, even though you're distributing with Symphonic, you will have to pay an extra $5 to do so. Now, I do believe that you don't actually have to distribute to Symphonic to actually use this, but here is my issue with paying the $5. Let's say the master doesn't come out the way you like, or you might have made a mistake on the mix and you want to change it, right? Well, if you go back and you maybe tweak the mix, re-upload, guess what? You're going to have to pay another $5 to get that new mix mastered. Let's say you said the wrong word in your recording or whatever the case may be, right? Again, you're going to have to pay another $5 to remaster the track. This is probably the biggest issue with Symphonic's mastering tool, because you are being charged per master, which is crazy to me, especially when you're looking at $5, because if you make 5 mistakes, you've already paid $25 for one track, right? So there's zero room for error, which means that you have to have your mix absolutely perfect before you go through this. And once you actually upload and it masters it, there's no tweaking that you could do after you've uploaded it. So whatever they give you is whatever you have to take. If there's distortion in it, you can't do anything about that. No matter what it is, there's nothing that you could adjust or change about it. So in my opinion, they're already starting in a bad place when you're comparing it to other mastering engines out there. Now, with that being said, let's just go ahead and take a look at Landr's Mass AI mastering tool as well. All right. Now, before I continue, I just want to be fair. I am actually going to omit or take out Landr's mastering plugin, the Pro mastering plugin, because I'm telling you guys right now, no matter what you want to compare this to, this is the best AI mastering piece of tool on the market. This is literally a plugin that you can download, put it into your DAW, whether you're using Pro Tools or Logic, and you could actually do your mastering right on your DAW. So you don't even have to do it online. You could do it directly from your DAW, and there is not a single AI mastering tool out there that is better than this. I can guarantee you guys this, because Landr have been dealing with AI mastering for a very, very long time. Before we even started talking about AI the way we're talking about it now, Landr was already working on that. So their AI mastering plugin, especially this Pro version, is mastered. It's been refined over time. They know what they're doing when it comes to creating a great plugin. So for the interest of fairness, I'm just going to compare Symphonic's AI mastering tool, the online version of it, to Landr's mastering online version, right? Which is really their bare minimum version of AI mastering, is when you're mastering it through the actual Landr website, the same as Symphonic. So when I put up the Landr's website and I log in and I go to master a new master, I click on this button right here, I upload the song, then you will get this window right here. As you can see from this window, you already have more selections than if you were uploading it to Symphonic, right? Right here, as you can see, of course, you can play and listen to the song just like you can in Symphonic, but what you could also adjust is the style, right? You can have the style warm, balanced, or open, which will give it a different mastering feel, right? This is an option that you do not get with Symphonic's AI mastering. You actually don't get any options, right? But as you can see with Landr, you do get this here. Then you also could adjust the loudness of the master, whether you want it to be low, medium, or high, right? This is a volume matching thing that you can also adjust when it comes to Landr's mastering tool. And again, this is their bare minimum version of AI mastering, right? But not only can you do this, but you can do what my favorite part is, use a reference track. I think this is absolute gold. Essentially what this is you could take a master track that you already have. You could upload that master track, and what Landr will do is they will master it to match the levels and sound of the other master track. So you could take a master track of a whole nother artist and upload it here, and Landr will actually take your mix and get it to the same levels of that reference track. That's what's my favorite part of it, especially when you're dealing with albums and you're trying to create an album and you want all of your songs to sound close together when it comes to their master. Just take one of your master songs from your album, use that as a reference for all the other songs that you master with Landr. But here's the greatest part. It's unlimited mastering. Unlike Symphonic, where you have to pay $5 per master. With Landr, you just pay a monthly fee to master your track, or if you want to do the full package where you have the distribution and the mastering, it comes with the service, so you don't have to pay extra for that, and you don't have to pay per master. You can master wave, you can master MP3, you can master as much tracks as you want, which is literally why I use it, because of the unlimited mastering, right? But as you can see, just with the bare minimum of what Landr offers with their AI tool, is far greater than Symphonic. And it's kind of weird to me, because it's like, okay, if I'm Symphonic and I'm trying to release a new AI mastering tool, let me at least look at what the competition is like, to so that I could compete with it. There's no competition right here. This is absolutely ridiculous of what Symphonic is offering for an AI mastering engine. But that's not all. We also have to take a look at, honestly, the difference in distribution between the two. Because at the end of the day, mastering is one thing, distribution is another. Let's compare just these two companies, just as since we're talking about both of them, let's also compare their distribution, right? So if we're just comparing these two distribution companies between Landr and Symphonic, right off the bat, if we were looking at the price, we will first notice that Landr is $23.99 versus Symphonic that's $19.99. Now, for those of you, of course, just looking at this number right here, Symphonic is literally $4 cheaper than Landr. So in your mind, okay, Symphonic is cheaper, so it's better. That's initially, that's a natural human reaction, right? But you have to look at the next two things, because the next two things is where the difference in pricing really comes into the picture, right? And that's when you're looking at the royalties. When you're looking at the royalties with Landr, you keep 100% of the royalties, meaning that every income that you make off of streaming, you keep 100% of that. When it comes to Symphonic, they actually keep 15% and you only keep 85% of your royalties. That is insane, because most distribution companies out there already offer 100 like Landr, but they're priced more than Landr. So here's Symphonic, which is cheaper than Landr by $4, but you also have to give them 15% of your revenue when it comes to your royalties. So when you add that $19 a year plus the 15%, which has no cap, which means if you make $1 million in streams, they're getting $150,000 of that $1 million, because it's percentage based. There's no cap on percentage. There's nothing really to compare here. Then if you just want to take it a step further, we can also compare the content ID. YouTube content ID when it comes to Landr versus Symphonic. When it comes to the content ID, you got Landr that you keep 80% of your YouTube content ID. That's standard across the industry. Most distribution companies give you 80% of the revenue and they keep 20%. That's standard. But for some reason, Symphonic will actually take 30% of your YouTube content ID, leaving you with 70%. So yet another percentage that is lower than what Landr is. And when you start adding, when you have things with percentages, guys, it is the worst, because at the end of the day, there's no cap to that. The more you make, the more they make. Versus a company like Landr, you get 100% of your royalties, you get your 80%, which is standard, but Symphonic doesn't even do the standard. They do worse than the standard, which is 70%, and they're also taking 15% of your actual royalties. So if you ask me, if I'm comparing these two, I'm taking the one that's $4 more, because it's actually cheaper when you look at the bigger picture, because they're not taking as much as the back end as Symphonic is. So ultimately, if we're just comparing these two companies, Landr has a better AI mastering tool. Landr also is a better music distribution company. So you can't really compare the two. I'm taking Landr over Symphonic any day of the week. And if I could be simply honest with you guys, just being transparent, I've actually transitioned from Symphonic to Landr recently because of all of these things. My biggest issue with Symphonic, to be honest, is that 15% in my royalties. That's ridiculous. I want 100% of my royalties. So when I looked into the companies that I had 100% of your royalties, Landr was the cheapest one price-wise as far as getting 100% of your royalties. So that's why I went with them. If you know DistroKid, which is quote unquote one of the biggest ones out there, you're paying $35. Actually, it's like $36 now to get the same thing Landr is giving you at $23, and you still get to keep 100% of your royalties. You get what I'm saying? So ultimately, Landr, in my opinion, is the best music distribution company in the market right now, and there is no doubt, and it is not even debatable, that they're the best AI mastering company out there. So whether you're looking for a company for AI mastering, or you're looking at it for just distribution, or if you're trying to find a distribution company that does AI mastering together, Landr is your best bet when it comes to the two. All right, but that's pretty much it. That's what this video really was about, just comparing the two, since Symphonic has recently released their AI mastering tool. I just wanted to give you guys that comparison, but so you guys can really make an educated decision on which company to go with when you're looking into that. And for those of you who is interested in Landr, or maybe want to take a better look at Landr or see what all the stuff that they offer, you could click on this link here if you want to sign up with them today, and they'll actually give you a discount on your first membership. So definitely check out that link as well. You get a discount. You'll save, I think it's 20%. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's 20% off whatever plan that you sign up with. So definitely check that out. I'll leave the link in the descriptions below as well if you guys want to take advantage of that, which means that it'll be cheaper than $23.99 if you're just doing the distribution anyway, right? But definitely take a look into that. And of course, guys, if you have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, please leave comments in the comment section below, because I'm here to help you guys out as an independent artist. And for those of you who really want to take it to that next step of really putting yourself in a position to leave your 9-to-5 job so that you can do music full-time, definitely grab my book here, The 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business. I've been doing music independently now, full-time, for years now, and I want the same thing for every single person who watches my videos and trusts my judgment. But a big part of why I'm able to do what I'm able to do is because I followed those 13 steps. So what I just decided to do is to just put them into the book to give you guys. So if you want to grab this book, you can get the ebook version of it and start reading it today. I also have the paperback versions of it, and it's all in the links below if you want to check that out as well. All right, guys, but that's pretty much it. That's what this video was about. Landr's AI mastering versus Symphonics. Landr is a clear winner when it comes to that, and it is a clear winner for the distribution as well. But if you guys have any other additional questions, like I said, leave comments in the comment section below. Thank you guys. I hope this helps when it comes to your decision making, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
I'm feeling like David. Can't nobody slay me. I feel like Moses. Big Moses. Can't nobody hold me. I'm feeling like Daniel. Big Daddy. Can't nobody face me.